Gorilla, he boots them away with the headbutt.
That should be a kill, but the arrow comes in, and they turn it around. Prey refuses to die.
Run down, and Huni will not find anything. A quadra for Kuro.
Then Hojin, he's going to one-up away. That's going to be a kill. Hojin will pick it up.
And Smeb will be smiling with that one. KOO will earn themselves a shot at the Summoners Cup in Berlin against SK Telecom. Wow, Morin just eviscerates him, and SKT demolish H2K.
But Bengi trying to get the work done. Amazing J walking around. First blood goes down for Bengi. Yeah, there's the Rune Prison in there. All of the spells, all of the time. Faker, the 1v1 against Pawn.
He puts the ulti in for the shield and flashes over the wall. Almost dies, and EasyHoon gets it.
It's very low red card thrown out, but Wolf comes in for a bit of bloodthirsty support kill stealing.
Bang, bang, he wants to shoot them down. He's rocket jump forward. Bang's looking for the double.
It's time for SKT to make it to the finals undefeated.
It really is incredible to see each of those players as they walk on stage for the biggest series of their lives to really be owning the moment for themselves, because you have to imagine that the pressure that they're feeling is immense.
I mean, just walking over like a giant picture of yourself. Also, the only person to ever walk or even roll over Faker will be Faker himself. You know, on that stage.
That took a lot of confidence to pull a roll like that live as well, and he stuck the landing.
It's also the only barrel roll we'll be seeing tonight.
That's very true. Poor Gragas. Rip Gragas. Well, as the teams take place on stage, let's focus in on today's best of 5, where SK Telecom is favored to make a League of Legends history. Now, they're the only World Championship juggernaut to live up to expectations with a 100% win rate, the most dragons per game, the highest average gold lead at 10 and 20 minutes.
I mean, what do you want? Dominance. For every one dragon their opponents take, they take 4.25. For every one Baron, they get 14.
Well, that's the thing. They're second place in Barons per game, but that's only because they finish games before ever having to take a second one.
Yeah, and it's not how many Barons you take, it's what you do it. They smash so many Nexuses while still having that Baron buff. That's hard. They go from Baron to game over in like those 3 minutes very often in their games, and their Baron power plays, which just means how much gold you generate out of a Baron buff, is just immensely high over this tournament. So they're just so efficient at closing out games.
Yeah, really does look like Faker and Bengi are going to make their way towards that repeat.
Yeah, well, there's, you know, for both of them, a lot of eyes on them about whether or not they can get that repeat. But specifically looking at Faker, I mean, this is a guy who hasn't necessarily been challenged yet this tournament. Jat mentioned those 4 Rise games. We haven't seen much else. Is this the series where he's going to be forced to step it up?
Where is the LeBlanc? That's my question.
You know what my question is? Where's the Master Yi?
Yeah, fair enough. 14 champions that he played over the course of the summer season. He's had 5 here at Worlds, but they haven't really been that surprising, and he's been mostly just dominating on Rise. He's the only Rise player in this tournament.
He's also just a player that understands matchups well. He doesn't need to play them a whole lot to really understand the intricacies and the ways to outplay. Like, look at the Rise into DF matchup, the counterpick Olaf into the Irelia, one of the picks that he actually debuted himself. So he knows all these matchups. And then at the other side, Kuro, who is kind of overperforming. I don't think we'll need to see Faker challenge. I think Faker on just cruise control can easily sweep through the series already.
Yeah, I find it funny that that lower third we had earlier about Faker and Kuro's shared champion pool. You know, they share the Azir and the like. And then the 2 unique champions for Faker, Rise, which he's played 4 times, and the Olaf, which is just like, oh my goodness.
Which you got to kill within the first like 3 minutes of the game.
Yeah.
Well, talking about that, Irelia in the mid lane, he debuted it against Kuro. That was a pick that he had waiting. So Kuro is no stranger to just Faker coming out with something very weird and having to deal with it on the fly.
So maybe he'll have some answers this time around. We'll have to wait and see. Now, this does look like SKT's game to lose. So I want to flip over to KOO's side and look at the strengths, the ways in which they could win this matchup, starting with Gorilla.
Yes, I definitely do want to look at the strengths of KOO because they deserve it. They have had such a crazy ride getting here. And I want to set up Crepo because they didn't get to talk about Gorilla before, our support main here. The champion pool and the plays that Gorilla comes up with are just remarkable, and they're so important to the team.
Yeah, the thing is, Gorilla, he has a very large champion pool, and very often he's also playing different styles. He can play the peel support, he can play the engage support, he can play the roam support, so there's no reason to even doubt that that champion pool can go even deeper, because if you understand all these different styles as a support, and doesn't matter what champion you play, because it's all about, you know, the mental ability to really understand where you have to be, what your role is, what your function is within a team fight. You have to peel, you have to set up and engage yourself, and he does it really well. So he had some fantastic performances at World so far, and he needs to really overperform if KOO want to have a shot to really like smash open. That's the only angle they can really take it.
Well, I mean, we've seen how they prioritize that Tahm Kench in the semifinal, and I think you just can't let him have that champion. He is the best Tahm Kench player I have ever seen, and he's setting up a lot of these plays. What do KOO like to do? They like to just come into a lane with 5 people, smash down a turret, start a fight, all as a whole unit, and Tahm Kench enables them to move behind people for ganks on the map in very interesting ways.
Yeah, I really like Gorilla because, you know, he's definitely one of the superstars on this team as well. We talk a lot about the top lane, a lot about Smeb, but Gorilla being so good on Tahm Kench and all the other supports gives Smeb more breathing room in champion select. We've seen them first pick and last pick save support for even a counter pick last.
Yeah, well, you know, we talk a lot about the teams that have made it to the finals or made it as far as they have. They are the teams that were able to adapt to the meta and pick up these champions. You know, we'd expected Darius and GP and Fiora to be picked up, and then the Tahm Kench came in, and the teams that have succeeded, the teams that are still left standing, are the ones that actually picked every single one of those champions up across the board.
So you're saying the key to Worlds is unbench the Kench?
It might be. It's one of maybe 4 answers, right? Because we got all the power picks.
Last year as well, he was the one to really popularize Janna. Like, Gorilla has been a very consistent player.
Right, and then you also mentioned, too, the fact that we have talked about Smeb quite often. I'm going to have to point us back there. We got to talk about him one more time. I mean, this man has been a huge strength for them, and someone that they have been able to rely on when they, you know, come into those 10, 20-minute marks with gold deficits.
Yeah, he's got the highest damage per minute of any top laner. He's 70, which is very significant above number 2, who is Mar. And that is a large, large gap for the reasons we already talked about in terms of their liking for team fights. But this is the guy that has to perform right now. This is his day. If KOO Tigers are going to win this, it's probably going to be on the back of Smeb.
Yeah, as we were talking about, the reason, you know, he's got so much damage to champions is because they have to do that. They're behind in almost every single one of their games until they get to the team fights and they come and they wreck.
But he's going up against an incredibly intelligent player that really knows all these matchups well, so he may be able to neutralize Smeb. More importantly, so Smeb's team fights comes a lot from patience. He doesn't go in immediately, he waits until all the cooldowns are gone. That's a couple of these team fights that he won really convincingly in the semis, is where he waited for everyone to use their cooldown abilities, then move into the fight. I don't think SKT is necessarily going to make that mistake, let alone SKT's not even going to team fight them. They're just going to keep splitting up overall. So that's what's going to make it hard for Smeb to really push his mark on this series for me.
He either waits for them to be down, or he charges in with Fiora and reposts ultimates. 2-time Skarner ultimate, multiple Ashe arrows. This guy's timing and the clutch plays are what really make him spectacular.
Let's fire through a couple more things. The 80 carries, we haven't taken a look at them yet. This champion pool, to me, is the most interesting because they share so little. When you look at these two guys, only Kalista as a shared champion between these two players through this tournament.
And I think the Mordekaiser may actually be a way for KOO here to really change the picks and bans, because SKT have really shown that they really don't like that champion. They ban a lot on blue side too. They have the most Mordekaiser bans in the tournament overall. So if KOO can put some pressure and suddenly say, well, there's an OP champion and Mordekaiser up tier at the end of the pick and ban, maybe they can force something to break open there. But that's a lot of ifs, and you will probably not be able to do that against a coach with the experience like Koma.
Yeah, watching that champion pool develop, or at least the shared champion pool between the two of them in this series will be very interesting. Now, from a team-wide perspective, now KOO has been playing from behind quite often. They have trailed in 7 out of 7 of their bracket stage games at 10 minutes, and 5 out of 7 at 20 minutes.
But they won them all.
You say that, but they won every single game that they were behind at 20 minutes. This is the KOO magic. They are so good at playing from behind and making that work for them. Do I think it's the best way to play League of Legends? Absolutely not. Am I still amazed every time KOO wins in that fashion? Yes, I am.
Yeah, I mean, you don't really want to be the comeback kings. To be the comeback kings, you have to be behind in the first place. But 5-0 when they're down at 20 minutes is just ridiculous.
Yeah, just being able to come back there. But the problem is, if you watch a lot of these games, there's very big mistakes from the other teams. Yes, KOO capitalized extremely well, but there's always a mistake. And now, instead of going up against like KT in the quarterfinals, they go up against an S-tier KT here.
They have to rely on them making mistakes.
And SKT doesn't really make mistakes because they keep snowballing, especially the 20 minutes. They're like absurd amount of goal ahead on average.
I think the final element, too, of their ability to make comebacks is the attitude with which these guys approach the game. We talk about what has enabled them to make this run to the finals, and it has to be their mentality, the way they're laughing at the end of every single game. These guys truly are a band of friends that have made it all the way to the finals.
And that's been part of their entire history and their entire run, is that how close all of these guys are, I think, really has helped them through having less infrastructure, from having some of these disappointing defeats like in the spring finals or at IEM, and it allows them to keep powering through.
All right, well, with game one just moments away, it's time to get down to it. Gentlemen, who is going to be walking away today as a world champion? Krepo, starting with you.
Generally speaking, in these situations, I just go against the Koreans to piss off Monty. But there's 2 Korean teams there, so I can't do that. So I'm just going to take the easy way out, say SKT 3-0.
Where's your train ticket from 2 years ago? You ripped it in half.
I lost it. It wasn't my wallet.
Lost your train ticket?
I actually had it ready for Worlds. Every time I open it, it's like, yes, it's right here. Lost it.
Yeah. Boot him off the train, Monty. Boot him off the train.
I mean, you say it's the easy way out. I was actually kind of conflicted about this matchup, just because I've grown to love this team over time. The KOO Tigers, all the players, they're so, they're so charismatic. How can you not like this team? But I realized I was clouding my judgment, and so I went to ask the god of mid lane. I went to Faker. I said, Faker, who do I put my faith in now? Please give me a sign. And he did. SKT win. I predict SKT to be the first time repeat champions.
Nice guy Faker here. I mean, come on.
He makes it very clear.
Yeah.
He does. There's no ambiguity about
Would you like to go now, Monty?
Yep. I will also be saying SK Telecom winning. I too love the KOO Tigers, but it's time for Faker to really cement his legacy as if it wasn't cemented enough already, and for him to be the first 2-time world champion.
Well, there it is, ladies and gentlemen. Our analyst desk has spoken, but we're in for a series nonetheless. The stage is set, and as we said it to our casters to kick off the 2015 World Finals, we'll take a look at the KOO Tigers, a team that has defied expectations and are now within arm's reach of League's highest honor, the Summoners Cup.
정말 동경 어린 눈으로만 보던 곳인데 거기 제가 오니까 참 신기한 것 같아요. 결승전까지 올지는 몰랐는데 여기까지 온 거에 대해서 저희는 기적이라고 생각을 하고요. 저희끼리 똘똘 뭉쳐서 이렇게 결승전에 오고 나니까 되게 뿌듯한 것 같아요. 왜냐하면 다른 팀들과 조금 다른 느낌이라고 저는 생각을 해서.
I've never seen a team that is louder than the KOO Tigers. They're always having a good time, laughing, shouting at each other in the booth.
야, 싸워, 그냥 싸워, 싸워. 그냥 죽여. 누구야, 누구야, 벌써 죽었어. 제발.
They are very good friends. They always have this exuberant energy about them when you're around them, and they're a whole lot of fun.
물론 게임이 직업이긴 하지만 게임을 같이 하는 친구들이라고 저희는 생각을 해서 처음에 저희 팀이 이렇게 만들어질 때도 저는 아무 얘기를 할 수 있는 그런 사이가 저는 가장 중요하다고 생각을 해서 그걸 중점으로 생각을 했고,
저희 팀은 항상 분위기가 좋을 때 가장 잘했고 분위기가 안 좋을 때 가장 못했어요.
저희가 좀 기복이 심한 팀이긴 하지만 그래도 성적이 그렇게 나쁜 편은 아니었는데 그렇게 많이들 생각하시더라고요. 약간 약한 팀이라고.
경기장에서 응원을 할 때도 다른 팀보다 저희 팀 응원이 적고
저희 이름은 거의 안 나오거든요.
다소 인기가 없는 건 그 이유는 여러 가지가 있을 수 있겠지만 예전에 IEM에 참가했을 때 많은 한국 팬들의 기대만큼 좋은 경기력을 보여주지 못했었던 거, 그게 좀 큰 이유인 것 같고요.
You have to win in Korea. You have to win to be popular. They really only respect winners.
진짜 한번 들어보고 싶어요. KOO 타이거즈를 응원하는 그 푸나틱처럼 저희도 그렇게 한번 해주셨으면 좋겠어요.
KOO! Yeah, that's right.
지금 현재 이제 결승 무대에서 SK텔레콤 T1과 쿠타이거즈가 맞붙은 이 구도에서는 전 개인적으로 쿠타이거즈가 SK텔레콤 T1의 전승 우승을 저지하는 팀이 될 것 같고, 실제로 뭐 우승을 내준다고 하더라도 상대가 그냥 3대0 압승을 거두는, 그래서 무력하게 굴복하는 이런 모습은 나오지 않을 것 같습니다.
매 경기 처절하게 싸울 겁니다. SK텔레콤이 소환사컵을 이렇게 들겠지만 SK텔레콤의 KDA는 박살이 날 것이고, 소환사 협곡 내에서 SK텔레콤의 건물은 넥서스를 제외하고 몇 개 남지 않고 완전히 날아갈 것이며, SK텔레콤 선수들은 정말 피투성이가 돼 있을 겁니다. 쿠타이거즈는 역사상 가장 아름다운, 가장 위대한 준우승 팀이 될 것입니다.
솔직히 지금껏 만나왔던 팀보다는 힘들겠지만 저희가 약팀으로 평가되는데, 그런 저희가 SKT를 이기면 엄청나게 파장이 클 것 같아요.
스맵이 보여줬던 8강, 4강에서 보여준 출중한 경기력과 팀 차원에서 봤을 때 한데 뭉쳐서 정말 으쌰으쌰하는 이런 경기력, 이게 나올 수 있다면 SK텔레콤 T1을 잡을 수도 있을 것 같고, 그건 이제는 정말 엄청난 이변이라기보다는 이변 아닌 이변 정도로 얘기할 수 있는 수준이 아닐까 싶어요.
만약 저희가 이긴다면 정말 창단 첫 시즌 만에 우승도 하고, 그래서 되게 가장 큰 한 획을 그을 것 같아요.